Koneru. So I met Rajesh at NC Tech session. It was at a brewery. I like to go to these free sessions where they have free beers. Must be the Indian in me. But nevertheless, I met him out there. We connected, and I was like, "Hey, why not invite you to accountability and hopeful Fridays? Maybe you can have a different perspective of things." And as you know, Rajesh is not an HR person. He's not a talent acquisition person. Like you see, he's a principal managing partner. He's a leader in data and transformation. So, why did I invite him? I like to invite people from different fields and different career sets so that way we can understand how these people are thinking. As many of you know, getting a job can partly be luck. You have to get into the hiring manager's mind, and you have to just understand the environment. You have to be agile. You have to just when you go into an interview, you do not know what type of questions they may ask, so you have to be on your feet. So that's why we invite guest speakers from different sectors, different fields, different departments to get their perspective. So, without further ado, Rajesh, if you don't mind doing a small introduction of yourself and then go into sharing one piece of insider knowledge that many job seekers might not be aware of, but would find incredibly helpful in their job search.
Absolutely, Danny. Thank you so much for the invite. Thank you so much for having me here, and really happy. I've been on at least four sessions to date, and it's been nothing but uplifting. I see a lot of activity around, a lot of positivity around with respect to folks trying to uplift each other. It's mostly that as a community coming together to ensure we can share whatever we have with it could be knowledge, wisdom, or it could just be links to other folks who have some kind of opening somewhere, etc. So whatever we can and we are able to, that's what you being a good human being is. So that's what I trust, and that's what I believe in, and that's the reason why I wanted to be a part of this, and really thankful for being having the ability and the stage today. So coming from a background of a majorly a consulting mindset, I've been in a full-time role with a particular firm only for four of the 21, 22 odd years that I've been working. I've always been in a place where I've been consulting, in the sense I could be out of a job any moment of it all. It doesn't really have a rigor to it. It doesn't have a rhyme or rhythm to it. So I resonate completely with almost everything that Danny mentioned, because it's been a situation where you find yourself in when you are a part of this consulting process. It can be in between engagements, it can be one engagement ending and another engagement has taken its own sweet time to start. So all of those things have culminated into some learnings of how this process works, what can you do. So as they say, you have to be able to hunt for your next meal while you are eating your existing meal. And the second part is almost as important as the first part, and one of those pieces is the networking opportunities. So never let go of your networking opportunities that you would have when you are already in a job. It would just seem fine that you are in a place, you are in a good place, everything's looking good. I've had a great journey for 20 years. I know everybody out here. It's always better to expand those horizons, whatever and wherever they might be. I'm yet to expand horizons even in the city that I am at. I've gone beyond my own financial fintech environment and clients only once or twice. So I myself am still learning to try and break those silos and go towards where I'll not be as comfortable as I am currently. I speak on a host of topics, but those that make you uncomfortable are the most important topics that you should try to attend and listen and learn more about. So the best piece of information from an insider perspective that I learned when I was in one of these roles that I was playing was most of the times your HR team, the jobs that are being portrayed out there, are not necessarily those that are being recruited for or are being just spoken of. Instead, it's all about I have this particular position open. Is there somebody that you would recommend that you have a better person? When we talk to each other as an executive, as someone, as a hiring manager, they are always looking for someone to be hired who comes highly recommended by someone that I already know and trust. So if you are in cahoots with someone who's been there, done that with that person who's currently hiring, you already get a leg up. It's not necessary that you might land the entire thing, but you get a leg up in the entire process. However, your ATS resumes and all of your process for the initial AI screening, as it is these days, goes through, the first piece is getting that leg up, and that leg up is provided through your network. So if you find a job, if you find a particular posting somewhere, and you say this is where it is, try to see in your network who exactly is the closest match to that particular company. If there is somebody in between that's already a part of that company, please do reach out to them, ping them, message them on LinkedIn or anywhere else. Just ensure that you show them this is the message, this is the job ID that I want to apply to. Could you help? It doesn't bother or it doesn't matter that you are going to be in somebody's DMs directly for it's a professional setting and people are expecting that in the sense I feel free to just say, this is the company. If I found it through your connection, this is the role that I'm trying to get into and apply for. Do you know the hiring manager? If so, just give me a name or just give me an intro. That gives you a leg up, and that is the most important thing from my hugely important role as you grow, especially it's not about your junior initial entry level efforts and stuff. Those are also a different kind of a ballgame, but as you move up the ladder, even if it is just 2 years 3 years into the gig, it makes an incredible amount of difference to have it you come from with a recommendation or with a know-how of somebody that is directly connected with that particular job posting. So always use your network to that strength. And by all means, please go ahead and use my LinkedIn profile or Danny's or anybody's in this particular group or outside as you find these jobs out there. And so the first piece is you're pushing out a particular button and saying, I'm applying for this year. Great. How many of the folks in your network are already in that particular path that you are trying to go towards? Just go ahead and have them on your radar, connect with them, and tell them this is what I applied for. They might be able to just not just put in a word, but sometimes you would be amazed at what things can happen. Like there have been instances where you could just not even be asked a question. It's coming from you. That's good enough for me, and it just happens. So there are both extremes in terms of those aspects, and by all means, here to help out. But that's the best part that I've learned over years. As you grow, it's the only thing that works is networking, and the only thing that everybody tries to trust. as you go up as managers, executives, and more. They trust each other's words more than anything else because they also have chips that they need to collect with respect to having the chip on the shoulder for I will chip you this, you will chip in when I need you for something else. So that's their bargaining chip that they are collecting in those terms too. So it's not just helping the recruit per se, but it's also helping them in between where it becomes a transactional thing. At the back of their mind, they help me, I should help them kind of a thing. So that's the learning that I wanted to share with the team here today. Thank you so much for the opportunity and the stage, Danny. Back to you.
Thank you, Rajesh. I appreciate it. So networking, know, like, and trust people.
Yeah.
I like that. And you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So I like that
Absolutely,
part.
absolutely. I mean, I've seen a lot of folks go through that entire journey, and it helps immensely. Sometimes you just don't give it a, a second thought, but it helps so much that your career graph can just be, all through the roof, all of a sudden when some things fall into place like that.
Good stuff. Thank you, Rajesh. Rajesh, if you don't mind staying a little bit after this call, we'll open it
Absolutely.
up for Q&A. We have a few slides that we go through,
Sure.
and we should be into Q&A mode.